Welcome to Dwarven Forge. This is everything you need to know about our terrain in 60 seconds. Ready? Let's go. We hand sculpt our pieces for maximum detail and artistry, infusing passion into every millimeter of our work. Everything is available beautifully hand painted so you can start playing right away. Or you can choose unpainted to paint everything yourself. Our pieces are completely modular so you can use the same sets to create a new adventure every time. Most pieces have embedded anchor magnets that affix to our terrain trays for secure building, and for revealing rooms as your players discover them. We create everything out of Dwarvenite, our top secret PVC formula that's nearly indestructible. We pack our pieces with as many features as possible, such as swappable LEDs to quickly change the look of your scene. We offer magnetic accessories to add flavor or increase the danger. A 1-inch tactical grid is sculpted into our floors, hidden in dungeon flagstones, natural rocks, or sticks and plants. In addition to sculpted pieces, we make terrain trays to use as a vibrant graphic base for your build. We offer a range of environments, including dungeons, caverns, cities, castles, sewers, forests, mountains, streets, burrows, ice, and hellscape. And that's just the beginning. We have a passionate fan base who can tell you all about it. And that's everything you need to know about Dwarven Forge in 60 seconds.
The games we play are the stories we create.
The fortress doors swing open.
Every story is unique.
And the sound of war drums rises.
Sometimes our stories come to us when we least expect them. We need to be ready no matter where inspiration strikes. And sometimes our stories are told over great distances. No matter where your journey leads you or how your story is told. The games we play are the stories we create. Syrinscape can help make yours epic.
Syrinscape is searchable, fast, and customizable from any device with no need to pre-install any sound. Adding epic atmosphere to your game has never been easier.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Into the Mist. This is our Curse of Strahd campaign. We are super excited for tonight. It just keeps getting better and better every week. Last week was insane. I think tonight will be even insaner. I have feelings. Just going to go through a bunch of announcements right now, and then we'll jump into the action. First and foremost, we want to thank Dungeons & Dragons, of course, for creating this incredible game that we play week in and week out. Our first title sponsor, Hero Forge. Hero Forge is an incredible online tool for your character creation needs. Basically, you can go on the website, you can create your character, and you can also just use it for avatars if you want. You can download STLs, which I have done for a number of characters that I have printed, including one that might show up tonight. You can check that out on our Instagram this evening. Want to also thank Syrinscape. Syrinscape is an incredible online player for adding ambiance and sound effects to your tabletop RPG experiences. You can check them out at www.syrinscape.com/RealmSmith, and that will let them know that we sent you to them. Our third main title sponsor is Beetle and Grimm's. They create incredible premium box experiences for Dungeons and Dragons. You can check them out at beetleandgrims.com. Tonight we are doing the draw for Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft box from Beetle and Grimm. It is a silver edition box. Very exciting. Super value in the box. Super value? That isn't even English. There's a lot of value in the box. It's pretty incredible. We support Beetle and Grimm and have a lot of the things that they create and put in their boxes that we use in our streams. And we're thankful for partnering and being sponsored by them. In order to enter this giveaway, all you need to do is become a patron and then join our Discord and create a character within the Discord. You can do that by following the instructions that are on our Patreon. But if you do that, you will be entered. 9:30 tonight, we'll be doing that draw for that box. So you still have time throughout the session. You can ask questions in the chat, and then the Smithgardians can help you in the Discord if you want to join. And then we will randomly select someone. For every level that your character is in the Discord, you will get an entry to win. So that'll be awesome, and thank you to Beetle and Grimm for that. I want to thank our product sponsors as usual, WizKids for a lot of the miniatures that we use at the table, Dwarven Forge for a lot of the terrain. You can see the tops of maybe some Dwarven Forge terrain here. Mithril Armory for sponsoring our Natural 20 animations. Every time somebody rolls a Natural 20, they will receive this awesome animation that occurs on the screen. When that happens, and it is amazing and awesome. And there it is right there. And they are launching their Stoneheart dice soon, I imagine. If you go to stoneheart.ca, you'll get more information on what to look for. But they are jewelry-esque D20s using precious metals and gems. Super awesome. So check them out. We are doing a D&D Beyond draw tonight for Curse of Strahd, a digital copy for your D&D Beyond experience. In order to enter to that, to win that, all you have to do basically is write Strahd, S-T-R-A-H-D in the chat only once. More than once, you'll be disqualified. And you can enjoy that there. Oh my gosh, I can't even watch the Zoom call on my laptop when I'm doing announcements because it's incredibly distracting. Wow. Couple shout outs tonight that I want to get through real quick. The first one is to Brothers Forged for giving us this awesome initiative tracker that I'm going to be using tonight. It is a custom initiative tracker with all of the names of our players, our characters rather, on it. And basically it's all magnetic, even the top comes off, but you can replace and move them depending on what the order is, and then you just move the sword down to show where they are in the initiative order. So super cool. You can check them out at Brothers Forged. Want to thank Loot Studios for some of the STLs that we use on the table, including the Hag's House that you'll see tonight, and some other ones throughout the next couple weeks that we will be using from them. Really awesome pre-supported STLs for your 3D printing purposes. We have also partnered with James RPG Art from Patreon. You can check it out on Patreon. The link will be in the chat. But he has created this custom illustration of our Camp Gakis for our community. It's pretty incredible. It's animated, and we want to thank him huge for doing that. We will release it and make it available on the Patreon for our patrons. But go show him some love. He's got tons of not only Ravenloft content, but also a bunch of D&D and just general fantasy content as well. Jasper's Game Week is coming up. It's actually going on right now. I know that Omega and Nora have played in some games. We have our game coming up on May 7th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Our special guests will be DM Steve, Hector Navarro, Emily Rose Jacobson, Megan Mads Hatter, and then we have 3 winners that won seats through the auction. That is Dave Rhodes, Bruce Clark, and Kim Zedowich will be joining us. So don't forget to join us this Friday. It's going to be fun. And what I will tell you is it's going to be a fantasy D&D meets a thriller, not like Michael Jackson Thriller, but like actually like a kind of gothic horror thriller, kind of like this show, but a little different. It's kind of like a survive the night sort of concept. It's going to be a lot of fun, and people are going not to make it that game. It's going to be one of those kinds. Our Discord Patreon is incredible. I talked about it a little bit already. Basically, the way that it works is you can play Vistani alongside our live stream, interact with some of our cast members on an ongoing basis throughout the season. You get a character based on a certain level, based on a tier, as you support us, and there's a bunch of awesome content. This past week, I did the epic level quests, where you get a quest with me exclusively on Zoom, and as well with the Smithgardians and some of the lower tiers. We also did a bunch of seminars of how to play and how to DM. Check out our Patreon. There's tons of good stuff on there. And there's we have like 120 characters right now playing around the clock on our Discord, and it's pretty awesome. We've also released the ability for our community DMs to run modules and encounters. So there's actually quests that you can go on outside of the ones that are offered at some of the higher tiers. We also have merch. That is another awesome way to support our channel. You can check it out below the video, both on Twitch and YouTube. And any of the, I didn't say earlier that any of the giveaways that we are doing tonight, you have to do it on YouTube, as that is our primary platform. If you like what you see tonight, consider subscribing, consider hitting that bell icon on YouTube, or following us on Twitch. That helps people to know that we're here. Make sure that you like the video, because that also does whatever the algorithm has to do to let people know that we're here. And without further ado, let us venture into the mist.
No one will know.
All right, welcome everyone.
I attack.
You attack. Are we jumping right in? Is that the way this works? Yeah. Okay, we can if you want. I mean, we can. Everyone roll initiative. Last week you found yourselves continuing the battle with an ancient crone by the name of Baba Lysaga, who is some 400 years old and claimed, and others claimed, that she was the mother of Strahd, or at least the nursemaid of Strahd. After a long fought battle and the loss of a brother in arms, you managed to destroy her, to fell her. As you sit in the aftermath of that battle, Muskoka's body at the end of the land bridge leading away from the hut. Dimitri is still down in Sterling's arms. Sterling, Falfer, Dimitri, who is unconscious, and Godfrey all stand around Falfer, who is holding... You're still holding the baby, correct?
Yes.
You're holding this baby who has apparently, seemingly been stitched together from a variety of beings, as it looks up at you and makes baby noises.
Ooh.
While you were looking down at this creature, you saw these incorporeal spirit hands that started to reach through reality towards the child. And that's where we ended the last session. Esmeralda, you are inside with two of the humanoid raven creatures. You had just removed the green glowing gem from the base of her hut, which had been animated earlier in the session, or at the beginning of last session, end of the, yeah, you know when it was. And you have now this green glowing gem. It still glows in your fist as the humanoid raven creatures look on in amazement and excitement. What do you guys do?
I want to try and stabilize Dimitri from where I am, but I don't know how that helps anyone.
Okay. Can you give me a medicine check, please?
It's a 12.
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
As you find Dimitri's heart rate begins to stabilize, you manage to stop the bleeding as he lies in your arms, but he is still unconscious.
Godfrey sees the baby in hand that starts to move, and the spirit somewhat combines with it. He just takes a step back and points his sword. That is an abomination.
I mean, don't point the sword at me. I'm just holding the baby.
As you do, the baby, who is now kind of beginning to cry, you watch as this spiritual being begins to enter the baby's form, and the form kind of stiffens and the crying stops, and the eyes sort of level and begin to look up at all of you. Muskoka, what do you do?
Is it possible to communicate? I mean, maybe I don't know, to communicate with the creature who I'm taking over.
Yeah, I mean, you can communicate through as much as a baby can. So there is no speech.
Could I communicate to the consciousness of the creature that I've possessed?
No, you're communicating through the creature now, basically puppeting its body. It is aware that it's possessed, but it has no control.
So, even though it can't necessarily hear me or hear my thoughts, I will say to myself in my own head or consciousness, I'm sorry, baby, but you have no soul. You're an abomination of nature. I have to do this so my friends don't. And I will attempt to hold the baby's breath until it stops responding.
Okay. And you watch as the baby begins to stop breathing as it closes its mouth in your arms and closes its eyes.
There's... Hello, baby? I'm like pushing on its chest, like, baby? Baby, are you... everyone, the baby is not breathing.
Put that thing down.
But it's, I mean, yes, it's ugly, but it's still a baby.
It is not a baby.
Well,
It is a creation from evil, and it must be purged. Put it down.
With that, we're going to go back into the hut. Esmeralda, you stand there with the gem in your hands, and again, the eyes of the raven creatures go wide, a smile across their beaks, and one of them reaches out, asking that you give it to the creature. The creature says, "You found it. You found it. We thought it was lost." What do you do?
Sorry, my mic was muted. You can talk?
Of course. And the other one goes,
What? What is this thing?
"It is one of the missing gems. We thought it lost. Baba took it. It grew our red dragon crush grapes. The Monakovs will be very happy that we have found it."
This was the gem. Yes. Yes, I remember now, yeah. I trust that you would return this safely, yes?
Of
and
course.
can I insight check that?
Absolutely.
Dirty 20.
Yeah. With a dirty 20, you absolutely sense that they're telling the truth. They've come, they helped. You saw them carry Muskoka's body away.
I am very grateful that you have come to our aid, and I don't know how you knew that we were in trouble, but please take this back and tell them that I am grateful that I could help in whatever way I could to return their livelihood back to them.
The creature cocks its head at you and takes the gem carefully and places it into a pouch on kind of the front of a bandolier. And it looks at you and it says, "You have done a great thing here. She has tormented this land for a long time. Thank you." The other one goes, "Thank you."
From the short but very dreadful time that we've been able to experience her, I can't imagine what it was like to be at her wrath for this long, and please express for me that I'm very sorry for what she has done, and that I hope that sometime very soon that our lands will be restored.
Good. And it bows deep, and the front of its face is being lit by the bonfire that still exists in this cabin. The fire still spreading, and it says something that you don't understand to its companion, and they kind of come down and they open up and they fly out through the windows and out over the balcony, and all of you see this and hear this as they kind of fly out, and they begin to gather swamp water as they start to make rounds coming through and putting out the fire in the hut to stop it from
As
burning.
soon as this happens, I'm running to go see how my friends are doing.
Okay. Esmeralda joins you out with the baby. Falfer, and you watch as Falfer is attempting to kind of like rouse the baby awake as the baby is beginning to go limp in his arms. What do you do, Falfer?
Do I shake the baby? What do I do? I mean, we cannot. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. Sterling, you take the baby, and I pass it to Sterling.
Me. And so I'll stand up and I'll hold the child and kind of like I'll flip the baby over and pat the back as though it's choking.
Okay.
So, wake.
Okay, medicine check on that.
All right. That's a 12.
With a 12, you don't. It has gone quite limp, and you can hear it wheezing for breath, as if it's suffocating. But that's all you can tell. You don't know how far from.
The child is dying.
Can I do a cure wounds on the child?
Yeah, you can absolutely try.
The whole thing's made out of wounds.
So do I have to pick one to cure? I'll try the whole thing.
Okay.
That is so that's an additional 12 healing.
Okay. So as you place your hand on the baby, as Sterling holds it,
12 points.
Again, that blue energy turning to green putrid begins to encapsulate it, and seemingly no effect as you hear it continue to wheeze.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, as this is happening, I look over at Dimitri, who's on the ground, and then I look back at Sterling. You all have lost one. You don't need to lose another. Place your efforts into bringing him back. I will deal with the child. As he holds out his hand.
What will you do with the child?
You all may not be able to see this.
At this point, the child goes limp in your hands, Sterling, and you feel it. Its life leave its body.
Just approached and have seen everything that's going on and recognizing this, do I recognize that this stitched up child is the same as the bride that we had seen earlier?
Medicine check. Or nature. And depending on what you choose, I'll give you information.
Wait, hold on. It was or nature? Oh, still a 9.
Okay. Which one would you have used in that scenario?
I would have used nature because I don't really have medicine. I got a 12 on nature.
Okay.
I don't know how.
Yeah, with a 12, it seems like some sort of construct that has been pieced together from a variety of different beings. In the same way that the bride had.
This is not a child. I know it's hard to see, but I know that we have seen these things before together. You remember, don't you?
Yes,
I do.
Anything so small. It's so helpless.
It was helpless once.
Cried like a child and moved like a child.
As my hand is... Go ahead, sorry.
I know that it's hard to see. And I know that what you want to see is a child, but it's not a child. Please, we need to help our friends.
You see this wisp of spiritual energy leave the child's body as the ghostly visage of Muskoka apparates before you all and amongst you all.
You will see that?
The baby's gone. I took its life so that you wouldn't have to. It had to be done, and I knew you would all hesitate. It was the last thing I could do to help you.
You mean last thing? We can bring you to Gakkus.
It might be too late for me.
No, it doesn't have to be.
Listen, if this is about something that came between you and me, I'm so sorry. I did not mean this. It was not personal. I mean, come back to us.
If you've held on for this long, you have to try to hold on for a little longer.
It wasn't any of your fault. And he will start to move back away his full distance, which will be 80 feet.
Muskoka, I'm sorry.
Ndarivetir.
You watch as it fades from before you.
I run to the location where he was, and I'm just like I try to grab at the air, like, no, I did not mean to hurt you.
Muskoka, as you transition back into the border ethereal, in the tree line, just outside of the party's vision, you see a twisted crone of a creature, tall. You recognize her as Morgantha, who exists currently on the same plane that you do. And she reaches a long, crooked finger and as you walk off.
Godfrey, take this child and do what you need to do. I'm done. I'm done.
As Godfrey takes the child, he begins to walk towards the edge of the tree line to begin to bury this child, but he stops and says, "Remember what I told you. You will save a lot, but you will not save everyone. I'm sorry." And then he'll walk into the tree line to just start burying the child.
Okay.
Balfour, with his just disbelief, starts just blaming himself for all of this. This was me. I made it so that he would not want to fight to be here.
No.
It's me. It's my fault. He does not want.
We all.
Sterling, no, it was me.
We all had a hand in this.
I'm gonna run towards Muskoka's body.
Okay. You run up the land bridge across the swampy terrain, and he lays quiet, serene on the ground.
I just touch his forehead. I'm sorry I couldn't help you. Please forgive me.
He deserved better.
Can any of you help to raise Dimitri to his feet again? We should tell him what has happened.
Yeah, Balfour walks over to Dimitri on the ground and tries to, despite his tiny demeanor, tries to lift him up to his feet.
Okay. He doesn't. He's limp in your hands as you try to kind of lift an unconscious Dimitri.
Is he alive?
He's alive. I've helped to patch up his wounds and stop the bleeding.
I have one more last thing I can help with, I suppose. So I might be finally useful for something. And I put my arm on my hand on his elbow. On his elbow, and I'll cast a Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
For that is 9 points of healing.
Dimitri, just before you come to, you see yourself again at the gates, the key in hand, the freedom that you would have brought your brothers at the time. And as you are about to place it in, you wake up.
Dimitri.
Did we kill her?
Yeah.
He's not the only one we killed.
What?
Muskoka's gone, and I don't think he's coming back this time.
Baby.
Saw him fell. You don't think it's... You really think he's gone now?
I take a couple of silver pieces from my pouch and put them over Muskoka's eyes and slowly walk back towards the group.
Godfrey comes back from the forest line and seeing the four of them standing over Muskoka's body, he gives them space, but he places his sword in the ground and gets on one knee. Argynvostholt, see to that he is comforted, safe. He does not deserve the same fate that we do. And as I say that, I also look just blind. I don't want to say blind, but just as if there's nothing on my face. I'm going to use my vengeful tracker ability. I need to know where Strahd is, just to make sure he's not around.
Okay.
And I know exactly his distance in any direction he is in.
Yeah. You imagine from where you are now that you imagine he's at the castle.
Okay.
And as you finish your prayer to Argynvostholt, you hear the flapping of mighty wings overhead.
He comes over. We must finish what we have started. Bringing the skull back will light the beacon and be something. I do not want to call it a win, but it will be tangible hope.
Yes, but we can't bury Muskoka here.
Not here.
In this place. We can't leave him here.
We can't allow him to be turned into something else. What do we do? Do we burn him? Do we take him to some holy ground or something?
Are the were-ravens still here?
They're gone.
They left? Okay, I didn't know if they like...
As you were doing what you were doing, you watched as they left. They flew off and the smoke billowing from the cabin as they've now put the fire out.
I will start building a pyre. I think that's what his people would have wanted. So I'll go out to the forest and the edge of the terrain that we're in and try to gather as many dry sticks and start just building a dam-like structure for a pyre.
And I'll get out his bedroll and I'll start wrapping him in the bedroll. And I've got this small horse toy that was given to me by someone in Gakis, and I will set that with the body.
So just to remember the boy you once knew.
And just very respectfully lay him and help Falfer with the wood.
My thought, Sterling. I did not treat him well.
I think we all could have been a little better. How well did we even know him? Did we ask? I don't know his last name. I don't think I know yours.
I kicked him too many times when he was down. And he never wanted to get back up, it seems. I am torn up inside. I do not know how to continue.
He fought bravely.
Just don't put this all on yourself.
We all came into this knowing that it was very dangerous. And we all put our lives on the line. And he fought bravely beside all of us.
He did. I think he might have been the best of us. Who else would look Strahd in the face with a gleeful smile just to meet someone new?
It was very strange.
I think his kindness was something that Barovia does not often see.
Yes.
And we'll never see again.
Well, maybe in his memory we can help to at least make it possible for Barovia to see this again. A peaceful and kind soul.
Right. You managed to build a pyre. What is your next course of action?
Sir Godfrey, if you have any comforting words, we could really use them.
I have known loss. I have seen it for the past 300 years. But those are fleeting moments. What we keep is the memory of what once was. I did not know him well, but I could see the kindness you speak of. I can see a purity radiating within him. And as cliche as it may seem, that purity radiates within all of you now.
As I'm like just half listening to what Godfrey is saying, I just have this urge to just turn to him and go like, wait a moment, you are not quite dead. Maybe you can give him what you have, like put some of you inside of him and bring him back.
Father, no.
He might be able to. He might be able to. Godfrey, please, for my friend, go inside of him and bring him back, or give him some of your life force, or however you're staying alive. I don't care. I just want to say I'm sorry. I just want to say I'm sorry.
I do not have the ability to make someone into what I am. And no one would want this fate. For even I should not be what I am.
It is lost. We are lost. Why are we here? I cannot do this anymore.
You are here because it is you who will bring the dawn back. And you may not see that light now, but you will. I cannot make this better for you. That is not my purpose in life. But what I can say is that the four of you and him will be the reason Strahd is defeated and the dawn will return. Barovia seeks to suck every ounce of light that you have. Do not let it happen, or his death will be for naught.
We fight for all of Barovia. And now we also fight for our friend.
Yes.
Fair. If you want to truly do right by Muskoka, then help us finish his mission. We may not be able to bring him back, but we can still bring the dawn.
I will still. I will persist. But I will have moments where I wish he was beside us, and I hope they never go away.
And they never should.
I kneel down and just give Falfor a hug.
Yeah, and I respond with a hefty hug, like a I needed that hug right now.
And seeing this exchange, I won't be able to hold myself back, and I'll join in the hug.
I extend my arm out just around from where Esmeralda's hugging me, and I ask Dimitri to come over and join the hug, and then with Godfrey, I look over at Godfrey and I was like, hey, why not you too, you know, and ask him to come over for the hug as well.
I'll join.
I'll hesitate because I am not part of this group, but if Falfor needs it, I will confusedly step over.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm my friends. I know we've seen many things in this world already. We will not always be prepared for what we see. I know we must continue and persist. But this was hard. We need to do something here. Do we say a few words of perhaps even just to encourage ourselves? One happy thing about Muskoka that you remember. I'll start. There was that time when he was. No, not that time. Yes. Okay. No. There's this time when he was. Oh, right. He used to make fun of my voice all the time and say like he couldn't understand. But it was always after I said something very witty, which means, of course, he understood. So that was very funny, given that he could understand and he made fun of me anyways. Very funny.
Yes, he's a very, very light-hearted fellow who cruel that he was transported to this forsaken place.
And he was so clever. The first major combat we saw with him was against those hags, and he dropped that silence spell.
Ah.
I don't know if I would have thought of that.
You're right. That was amazing. That was amazing.
I think it took me a few rounds of battle before I even knew what was happening. Couldn't see a thing.
And I know that we always used to jab at him for being the first one to be in danger and saying that was foolish of him, but looking back, I think he was probably just the bravest of all of us.
Yes.
And I know I've said this before, but I always liked that he smelled like maple syrup.
He did. I think even with a side of Canadian bacon, or
I don't know what that is.
No, it's from another land, glorious, wonderful land to the north of most of people. You know, he did this thing once where he went into a Vardo and it exploded. No, that was not him. It was someone else. Oh, remember when he did? Was that him? Where he did the dance in front of the doorway, and it was a silly dance, and they had to get through the door. Was that him? Was that another stream altogether?
I think that was him.
He really did try to be Strahd's friend at dinner.
He really did.
Yeah, I remember that. You had no idea.
Gave his own blood. Willingly.
So with that, Jay, I'm going to strike a match or a flint and steel, and pull up a single stick with a piece of cloth lit up on the end. And I'll turn to my friends and go, with this, you say goodbye to my friend, who I should have treated much better, but I will honor with my life.
As he says that, Godfrey reaches into a small pouch in his clothing, and he pulls out a single raven's feather. This is from Tommen, I believe the name is. Let this be a symbol of those in Camp Gakis who do not get to see him gone. And I'll lay that onto his body and step away. Because fire, no.
I will I'll place one of my daggers in his arms, because he fought bravely and he should have a warrior's death and a warrior's funeral.
I'll take one of his plaid shirts and I'll get strips off of it and tie one around my arm and hand them out to the others.
I don't know if there's anything that he may have had that you would like to remember him by.
That reminds me. You should probably just not to loot his body. Of course, that's terrible. But perhaps we should reclaim some of the things he was carrying on his person.
I think it would honor him to use his axe.
Yes, of course. It is what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can we collect from him whatever he has?
Yep.
I loot the body!
Yeah, so he's got a battle axe, 2 hand axes, a quarterstaff, 3 ointments, and a backpack with a bunch of stuff. So you can take that, and we can send you what exactly that was. Maybe Dave will send you a little message with that stuff.
As we collect the things, I'll put the torch that I've lit onto the pyre just beneath his body, and I'll swear that a glint of an aura of flannel emanates from his body. Now, it might be in my mind, but that's kind of what I see. Flannel aura around his entire being.
And as you watch,
and I light the pyre.
The pyre lights, begins to burn. As you all sit silhouetted by it.
I'll take a knee while it burns.
Yeah, I'll put sword down in the ground and take a knee next to Dimitri's wall.
Godfrey does the same.
Are you still you're small Sterling now, I assume, Sterling?
Yeah, it only lasted for a minute, so it would have been done by now.
I know that's cute, but put me like 10 feet away from that fire. There we go.
Okay. Any final things you'd like to do? Here.
We all start the beaver call.
Which is what exactly? Megan, do you want to do one for us, or?
I don't know. I might be an actor. I do not do beaver.
I feel like those of us Canadians should probably know. But,
right? I'm like, y'all the ones from Canada.
True. Yeah.
All right. You sit for what seems to be hours, where only maybe 20 to 30 minutes as.
Sorry, I was muted.
Yep,
As we were all leaning and just silent, I just think to myself that I've failed Van Richten in this moment.
You should not stay through the night.
Yes. Perhaps we should make shelter within the hut. It should be livable, shouldn't it? Just for one night.
Could use a rest.
I don't know how well I will sleep, but yes.
I will watch all of you. Get your sleep. For tomorrow, or whatever time it is. We like the beacon.
Yes.
For
You rather
Muskoka.
begin.
And for Barovia.
And for Barovia.
Yes.
The sun will rise again.
For you, Muskoka.
I'll find a little corner of the hut, Jay, and close my eyes in hopes of getting a good night's rest.
Okay. Where do you all want to sleep within the hut? Just so we're aware of locations and such. Obviously, the bed is now no longer there. I'll actually give you a bit of a lay of the land of the hut, as it currently still stands. All right. It's a 30 by 30 foot or so square cabin. Includes a burnt wooden cot now that is just basically ash on the ground, a half-burnt wicker cabinet, a slender wardrobe, a wooden table, a stool, a barrel-topped wooden chest, reinforced with brass bands, and a wooden tub stained with blood. And it's just full of blood. In the middle of the room is that crib that had fallen over. Everything but the crib was bolted to the ground.
Bolted to the ground?
Yeah.
Well,
and you imagine that's why when it animates that the things don't kind of fall everywhere.
Makes sense.
Where do you all
I
kind of
will-
want to be?
I'll take guard and sleep by the door.
Okay.
Godfrey will say no. Go to bed. He will take guard the entire time.
Okay.
He does not need to sleep.
Okay.
All right, but I will be close by.
Okay. So you want to kind of rest near the door. I'm assuming you guys are getting rid of the crib. I'll put you there, Esmeralda. Sterling?
I'll do my sentry's rest in a standing position in that western corner, so I have a full view of the balcony entrance and the door.
Here?
And I'll have a loaded crossbow in my hand.
Okay.
But I'll be in sentry's rest, so I'll be otherwise.
Dimitri?
I'll go next to Sterling, next to that cabinet against the wall.
Okay. Over here. Now that is where the wreckage of the bed is. It's still like burning embers.
Okay, then I'll go in front of that cabinet then.
Okay. And Falfer?
Yeah, I'll kind of wrap a tunic around myself in front of the fireplace.
Okay. Good. All right. All right, and I'm assuming you light a fire for the evening. As it's starting to get cool.
As they're calming down, I will also make sure, because we haven't checked in, I will also make sure that damn goat is somewhere close. And
Noggins was with you this whole time. Yeah.
Cool, great. Just tie him to something. And yeah, I'll be on the steps of the hut outside, watching the skull, but also just keeping watch.
Okay, great.
The entire time.
Awesome. Okay.
Is the skull too big to bring inside?
I could help carry it if you want.
You could kind of turn it on its side and maybe push it through. I think you probably could if you wanted to. It's up to you guys.
I have some decent strength for pushing and pulling and carrying, so I can help with that if need be.
I don't think it's
my opinion. I think if it's possible, we should at least try. But if you think it's safe, I'll trust you on that. We lost so much and we fought so hard for this. It would be a shame to lose it over a night's sleep.
So you want to try and bring it
I can
inside?
push Dragon Lift 450 pounds.
Okay, so you guys push Dragon Lift.
I can do a lot too. Yeah, I'm strong as that. Yeah, we will get it somewhere in there. Yeah, but it'll be wherever it is. Godfrey's close to it, so to me, I'm more into the door. Then he's going to be watching it. There we go.
Okay. We'll say Godfrey's in the doorway.
He is not letting this thing out of his sight.
No, of course not. Okay. Rest finds you. It's not the most peaceful rest. There are flies and swamp bugs that kind of buzz around throughout the evening, but you do all receive the benefit of a long rest. Much needed long rest. And the sound of frogs outside of the hut in the morning greet you as you kind of wake. Your muscles sore. Your body's still bruised, but no longer broken. What do you do?
Should we see what else Baba might have had hiding around this hut? It might be useful, perhaps.
Yeah. Yes, we should.
Can I just open that cabinet I'm sleeping next to?
Yep, the wicker cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you open up the cabinet, you notice that there, it appears to be, as you kind of open up both doors, sorted spell components, and like a cabinet full of them, of different weird, dried frog's legs and little jars with certain things with little labels on them, but it's an assortment of spell components.
Does anyone think they might be able to use anything from in here? It looks like just components and whatnot.
I'd imagine there'd be any. I would allow you all to refill your component store with this cabinet if you need to.
Awesome, thanks, Jay.
Bro.
Any like healing potions or alchemist fire or
Not in that cabinet.
Strahd killing death button?
Nope.
Okay. That's worth a
Strahd
shot.
killing death button.
I know. I was hoping for the easy button.
Gotta look for one.
Yeah. I'll go and check Baba Yaga if nobody has already looted the body. If Baba Yaga's or Baba Lysaga's body is still around.
Yeah.
I would like to loot.
All right, you kind of head down the steps and you kind of wade out to where, and you can see she's still kind of face down, floating in the spot. There's no current to the muck of the swamp. But as you exit, you look over and the pyre is ash, still embers, smoke rising from it. As you kind of turn her over, she was just basically wearing robes, nothing of note. Except... Let me just take a quick look here. While I'm doing that, anyone else?
I mean, I'll just do a general once-over since we're there. Is there like a box or a chest or anything around?
Yeah, there's a barrel-top chest with brass bands over it. On Baba, you find a quarterstaff, but that's it. And it was just a staff that she used to kind of walk around.
Can I just drain this bathtub of blood?
Yeah, it's bolted to the ground, so you have to kind of like smack at it, but you can absolutely smack at it, and you eventually turn it over, and it drains out and like over the balcony and into the swamp.
Okay. Didn't think it worked that way, but yeah.
Actually, no, I would say there's absolutely a stopper in the bottom of it that you just pull and the blood drains out. You don't know
listen,
where.
I don't know what the plumbing is like in
Sorry.
this place.
It drains.
It
drains
could be
down.
that way.
It starts to lower down as if there's some sort of hole under the tub.
Just checking that nothing weird is going to be in there creeping up on us later.
Just blood. Creepy enough.
I will walk towards that chest.
Okay.
Is there like a lock on it?
There does not appear to be a lock, a visible lock.
Okay. I'll just open it.
Okay. As you kind of bend over, you go to open it. I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh!
Great.
I know what this is like.
No, wait, sorry. I have an addition to that. 3. You know, things I probably should have. I am playing an undead who is not a rogue.
Yeah.
Fine, it's cool.
All of a sudden, those who are left within the cabin, and I'm assuming that would be Falfer, Dimitri, are still where you guys were. Esmeralda, you are over here. I would like the rest of you also to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh, God.
If you're within 10 feet of me, you can add +3 to that.
And y'all laughed at me because of the tub thing.
So that's all totaled as 10.
10? Okay.
It's all right.
You all take 18 thunder damage as a cacophonous erupts from the chest as you open it. From outside, Sterling, you hear this kind of as it shakes the foundation of the cabin.
I am down.
18?
18? You would have healed. You had a long rest.
Wait, where was the long... Did we take the long rest yet?
Yes, of course. You woke up in the morning.
Oh,
So you get the
dang.
benefits of a long rest.
I did not hear that part.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm like, you only have 18 at level 6? What's wrong? We need to talk.
Yeah. good.
It's this
Okay,
-5 Constitution.
I'm just hurt. That's all.
You now stand over the opened chest, and it appears to have a number of items in it. I will list those items as you look down. You kind of steady yourself. Anybody who passed over an 18 would have gotten half damage. So anybody with over an 18 would have got only 9 points of thunder damage. My apologies.
That's a way to wake people up.
Yep.
Yeah. Within the chest. Sorry. As you start to go through the chest, Godfrey, you see a stone. And it's not appearing here. There we go. A stone, and it's got green rubies for eyes. It looks like the head of a cat. And it's basically a couple inches wide. It fits in the palm of your hand. You also see a set of pipes. They look like some sort of magical instrument as well. And you see a little sort of skull motif on the top of them. We can leave them on there. Not sure why it's not working here. There we go. And you also find a pouch containing 10 sling bullets, but they seem of impeccable make. They're +1 sling bullets. You find 2 spell scrolls.
Okay.
And you know what kind of magic?
I mean, technically, I do like more divine magic.
Yeah. So you recognize them as you kind of read through them. You know that one's a mass cure wounds and one's a revivify.
Okay.
I hope you guys are writing this down. Somebody? Notes, folks. Notes, people, notes.
I'm by the tub.
Notes.
So
a vial containing an oil of sharpness.
Okay.
500 gold piece gemstones.
Okay.
How many of them?
5. And 1,300 gold pieces. Now, it'll take you time to kind of count that out, but...
Yeah.
So, and obviously, you're the only one that's seeing this, unless somebody else has walked over to also kind of...
my dumb self is thinking some things are hidden in the tub of blood, but here we are.
Okay. And as I look at it before I even touch anything, after I screw that up, my eyes flash as I cast detect magic just to make sure.
Yeah.
I want to know what is magical for sure, and then if there's anything else around this thing that I should know about.
Yep. So as you cast detect magic, you close your eyes, you open your eyes, and you get that haze around things that are magical. The sling bullets, the set of pipes, the stone, and the spell scrolls all shine, and the oil of sharpness all shine with the magical aura, of course.
Okay.
As you look around the room, you see the items that your comrades carry, but other than that, nothing else magical.
Cool. And can you tell me the numbers of the gemstones and the gold or whatever?
Yeah. I'll tell you right now. 500 gold gemstones.
Okay.
And 1,300 gold.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool. I will say that is a lot. You all might find these things useful. We can put it in the skull, the chest itself, maybe. Or we can take it all out. It's a lot.
Yes, we can carry it on Sterling. He's quite strong. Do we have a pouch of some kind?
You'd have a backpack.
Yes.
Backpack.
Okay.
That's what I use when I don't know where to go.
All right, so how are you collecting the things, and how are you splitting them between the party? Or are you splitting them between the party?
I would presume equally?
Okay.
Yeah, I think right now, Godfrey, like just get it all to Argynvostholt or something, and then we can deal with it later. But right now, I'm just like concerned about heading that way.
I just need to know: are you taking the chest, or are you you spreading the things across everyone, or are you carrying it in the chest? I just need to know, where it resides as you travel.
Gotcha.
Listen, guys, I love you all. It is my opinion, though, that if we split this up and shove them in our pockets, it would probably be a little easier than shoving a whole effing chest around.
I would kind of agree with that.
Like, the chest is unnecessary. Unnecessary weight.
I don't like that chest anyway. It's very,
it's
very
1,
hurt.
2, 3, 4.
Like, I don't know what the market value of that antique chest is, but I don't think it's going to be as valuable as the things that we are finding inside of it.
Godfrey immediately hands everyone a gemstone. That's he'll give 2 to Nora, to give 2 to Esmeralda. Okay. He will give the 2 scroll, one of the mass cure wounds to Falfer, Revivify to Dimitri, Oil of Sharpness to Sterling, the Cat Stone to Esmeralda. The pipes, I don't even know. Whoever wants them can have them. And then as he finishes counting for you all, as you all get ready, each of you will get 325 gold. He's not keeping any of it.
Well, can I ask what those pipes are, Jay? Like in more detail?
Yep.
I asked what the pipes are in more detail.
Okay.
Sorry, let me write this down so y'all know.
Are you going to take some time to try and figure out what they are?
Yeah, maybe while we're walking to Argynvostholt.
Okay. So you can add, on the road you can kind of figure out kind of what they do. They're pipes of haunting. You can add that to your list.
Cool.
And who got the luck stone?
Pipes.
That was Esmeralda.
Haunting?
Esmeralda. I don't know. I don't think Godfrey would immediately know what they are, but just how they look and the party composition, he thinks they might be the most helpful with those people.
Yep. Yeah, and Esmeralda. You think you're probably, as you look at this stone, it's hard to tell what it is. And you imagine it's probably going to take some time with the item in order to find out what it is.
I do take out my gem monocle, but it doesn't mean no good.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately not. You think that you're probably going to have to attune to it. Okay.
I'm writing stuff down for y'all on Zoom just because I have it here and I'm just how he will have
You're
divvied it.
so helpful.
Hey, I do what I can.
Thank you.
Okay. At this point, I'm assuming you gather your things and you gather up the skull and you're on your way.
Yep.
Before we go, I'll just ask everyone, what should we do with that corpse?
Are you talking about Muskoka's corpse right now?
Muskoka's corpse is
No, Baba. Talking about Baba.
Okay, I was like, yeah.
We want to make sure she doesn't come back.
Cut her damn head off.
Do we keep the head to scare the other hags?
Put it on a pike. We can sever her head, put it on a pike as like a warning.
Yeah, that could work.
Sure, yeah, let's do that.
Also, I would like to just mark, if we have a map, just mark this place on the map. You know, in case, like, on a free day, we want to come visit Muskoka every once in a while, but I won't tell anybody that.
Yes. Do we have a map?
Yes, you guys have a map of Barovia.
Of course we have a map! This would be very, very terrible if we did not have a map.
We have a map, of course.
Yes, mark it right on the map.
Okay. All right, you mark it on the map. So you're putting Baba's head on a stake?
Yes.
And where are you placing that stake?
In front of the semi-burned hut.
Okay.
At the entrance to Berez?
Sure.
I know just the weapon we can use to sever the head.
Just a question. Is there like a symbol of Pelor or the Morning Lord or whatever, like whatever the thing that is there like a specific symbol that we know about that exists? Something that would really make Strahd and his adversaries like, or anybody like really angry.
The sun symbol of the morning
Sun
lord.
symbol of the morning. I would like to take out my dagger.
Oh my.
And I just want to carve that on her forehead.
Carve it deep so it stays on the skull.
Very much so, yes. Just angrily, just into her forehead.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's what she looks like.
In the pike.
Okay.
On the thing. On the pike.
In front of the cabin. Got it.
In front of the world.
cabin. There we go. Boom.
Did we burn the cabin down? We have a history of doing these things.
So the Fopper, who has a constitution of 8, which is -1, starts like just do it quickly. I cannot do it.
I got to, buddy. And I'm just very hastily doing this, but I just recalling the manner of which this house would levitate and move. Do I have a sense that this would do this again without Baba Lysaga's magic? Or
Arcana check.
are we good? Do we need to destroy this house?
Yeah, Arcana check.
That's a good question.
Arcana.
Why is... I think my mouse... Hold on. I'm going to have to just roll this. I don't know what my stats are. I rolled a 16.
Okay. With a 16,
and my mouse is dead. I need to recharge it.
Yeah. Baba used the gem to...
16 plus a thing.
Yeah. Baba used the gem to animate the hut. So without the gem, it's just a mundane hut.
Okay.
It's a rock.
Did we already cut off Baba Lysaga's head?
Yes. I think we've cut it off. We've staked it. We've destroyed it.
Okay. I just want to have used Muskoka's axe to cut off the head.
Oh, yes.
Very
Oh,
good.
well, yes.
Very good.
That's
Yeah.
poetry.
Flavor.
Yes.
And now her blood would get soaked into his blade. Now it's like a plus 15 axe, right?
No.
Just that's how it works.
Nope.
That's how
Not
it works. It is.
All right.
Hag touched.
All right, so
we
you-
go.
You gather your things. You gather the skull. It's going to take 3 of you to carry the skull at any given time. But with that, we are going to go to break as you head out from the room.
I need one.
Yes. Yes, I think we probably all do.
Burning the hut too, right?
What's that?
Did we already start burning the hut?
No. Are you guys going to burn the hut?
We have to burn things. That's what we do.
I mean, yeah. We
Yeah.
until the sun rises, things are gonna have to burn.
Listen, we gotta send a message, so...
The
Gotta bring light
Dawnbringers.
somehow.
You're going to burn the hut.
We've got the Morning Lord symbol in her forehead carved out, and we need to destroy all of her belongings.
And let's
Plus her
just say-
child's dead.
Yeah,
Plus her
after-
zombie stitched
her-
up child's dead. We're sending a message out to Strahd.
Throw the rest of her body in the hut.
We're
Make sure the
coming
head's
for
far
you.
enough away
Yes.
that it doesn't burn up. It's got to stay.
The
as a
camera
warning.
pans out as the 5 of them, like with their backs to the camera. You see the hut burning as we go into break.
Yeah.
And I'm toasting marshmallows
motion.
and fade to black.
Good. All right. Don't forget all that you can enter to win. If we can just go to, yeah, that's what I want. Don't forget to join the Discord. And if you're interested in winning the silver edition of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft silver box from Beetle and Grimm, you can join our Discord on our Patreon, then our Discord, create a character, and you will be entered to win. You still have another hour or so to enter into that if you're watching now. Do that. If you haven't already, definitely like the video and subscribe and follow so that you know when we are going live next time. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Dwarven Forge. This is everything you need to know about our terrain in 60 seconds. Ready? Let's go. We hand sculpt our pieces for maximum detail and artistry, infusing passion into every millimeter of our work. Everything is available beautifully hand painted so you can start playing right away. Or you can choose unpainted to paint everything yourself. Our pieces are completely modular, so you can use the same sets to create a new adventure every time. Most pieces have embedded anchor magnets that affix to our terrain trays for secure building, and for revealing rooms as your players discover them. We create everything out of Dwarvenite, our top secret PVC formula that's nearly indestructible. We pack our pieces with as many features as possible, such as swappable LEDs to quickly change the look of your scene. We offer magnetic accessories to add flavor or increase the danger. A 1-inch tactical grid is sculpted into our floors, hidden in dungeon flagstones, natural rocks, or sticks and plants. In addition to sculpted pieces, we make terrain trays to use as a vibrant graphic base for your build. We offer a range of environments, including dungeons, caverns, cities, castles, sewers, forests, mountains, streets, burrows, ice, and hellscape. And that's just the beginning. We have a passionate fan base who can tell you all about it. And that's everything you need to know about Dwarven Forge in 60 seconds.
The games we play are the stories we create.
The fortress doors swing open,
Every story is unique.
and the sound of war drums rises.
Sometimes our stories come to us when we least expect them. We need to be ready no matter where inspiration strikes. And sometimes our stories are told over great distances. No matter where your journey leads you or how your story is told. The games we play are the stories we create. Sirenscape can help make yours epic.
Sirenscape is searchable, fast, and customizable from any device with no need to pre-install any sound. Adding epic atmosphere to your game has never been easier.
And we're back. As you guys head away from Berez, you're heading north on the road, just out of Berez. And again, you can see Argynvostholt. Once you're halfway kind of up the valley where that battle took place, you can see Argynvostholt up on the hill. You're not far from it as you start to kind of heft this skull. And even for the three of you, the weight of it is fairly, and not necessarily even just the physical weight. There's a burden that this skull carries that you're very aware of and the price that you paid to retrieve it. As you start up the road, you start to head out of kind of the thick marshland and into the valley up this path. And as you're approaching Argynvostholt, you see two figures on the road. You see one that appears to be a drow, dark colored clothing. And you recognize that person to be Elder Ludari from the Vistani camp. And they are some 200 feet up ahead as you're traveling. And you see another slighter individual dressed in brown leathers. And at this point, I would like to introduce David's new character, Travis, to the stream.
Travis, got it.
Travis.
Travis. T-R-A, got it.
And as he sees you, he starts to run in your direction. Ludari stopping and standing where he is. For those on the Discord, Dave has been on the Discord for the last week playing his character in and amongst the Vistani without them knowing. And they will all be very surprised for that to be the case.
Wow.
Well played.
Travis.
Well played, sir.
Upon seeing them, he starts to run towards them. Quickly at first, and then realizing like he shouldn't just run into them, slows down to a jog and turns back to Ludari and just puts his hand on his heart to say thank you for bringing him this far.
Yeah, Ludari nods at you and he turns around and he starts walking back up the road.
He turns around again to the party and runs a bit more, and he's like, oh my Strahd, it's them. And he runs like right up until about 20-30 feet away and then stops. Oh my
I definitely
Strahd,
have my rape. I definitely have my rapier out.
Okay.
No. I was from Gakis. I was just at the camp. I was looking for you. I wanted to meet you. You're Esmeralda, the monster killer. You make fire from your hands. And he turns to Sterling. You're the giant. They told me you're as big as a mountain, but that you're small only around your friends to not scare them. And Falfer, the little one. Mama Bear made you a crossbow. You can kill a man just with your voice. And he turns to Dimitri. Dimitri, the handsome one. They say you're very sneaky, and that's why they never see you at the camp. And then he finally he's looking and he sees Godfrey. You're Muskoka, but you're not what they described you as. They said you could kick a boulder from a mountain. Esme said that.
I am not Muskoka.
Oh, that would explain it. And he looks around. Where is he?
Is this guy for real? What is this?
Just what? I'm used to this. Don't worry. No, thank you. Signatures will be later.
Don't kill me.
Sorry. I will try to keep this simple for you. No, our friend Muskoka is sadly no longer with us. He could not. We could not save him from the perils of the adventures that we have been on. So he's no longer with us. But we carry him in our hearts.
How could that be?
And let it be known that he died a true hero's death.
Really did.
He's shocked to hear that one of the Dawnbringers could be killed. You're my heroes. I can't believe it.
I am sure they would be most appreciative to know that someone cares about them. But right now, we have something to do.
I could help you. I'm brave. I'm brave and I'm strong. And he takes out his short sword and he like waves it around. I could help you.
With respect.
Can I walk over to the elder just as a sidebar?
He's like 200. He's already like 250 feet walking the other way. So you can absolutely run up to
not
him.
together.
No,
okay,
no.
But
He
yes, I will.
stopped like a couple of 100 feet, and Ludari's already around the bend.
I will absolutely sidebar with Ludari, seeing this new person.
What I'll actually have you do is you can catch up to him while they're having this conversation, and you can actually chat with Strahd right now in Discord. You can private message him.
I don't know if you want me to have me do that. Can we just do this on here? Because I don't have that up yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I would be happy to have like any other further conversations.
Yeah.
on
So
Discord,
you can sidebar, and then you can have that conversation after for what was discussed in that time. I can give you any information that you might be asking of him, like any surface information. But yeah.
Trying to see like, why is he here? Who is this guy? Can we trust him?
Okay. The information that you glean from Ludari as you kind of race up, he meets you, he nods, and in this typical kind of dour sort of tone, he explains that Travis is new to the camp. He arrived a week ago or so, but he is quite skilled but young and could use tutelage. And he's been speaking nonstop about you specifically and the rest of the party, and wants more than anything to help. But his reasons should come from him and not Ludari. Like, he doesn't feel right sharing what his reasons are.
But you think he can be trusted?
He says yes. Absolutely.
Thank you.
He says he's kind of taken him under his wing as they share the same expertise.
So Jay, is it possible for us to get a really clear description of him again?
Yeah. Travis, if you could maybe provide a description. Is it Travis or Travas?
Travas. He's about 5'7". He's a young man. He looks like he's in his mid to late teens. He's got sort of tanned skin, light blue eyes. The hair that you can see from under his hood is dark. He's pretty thin. He doesn't look overly strong. He has a hood that he wears tight to his head. And his armor is leather armor. And it's got some obvious repairs to it that you would expect he made himself. And nothing matches on the armor. Like, it's not like he didn't go into the armor suit store and buy it. It's like definitely put together.
So he's not put together, and neither is his armor, but he did put it together.
That's right.
Okay.
With respect, kid, we don't know you. We've been to Gakis, and we have not seen you there. We were in Gakis mere days ago.
I was there just earlier today. I was with Elder Ludari. I am part of the clan Ludari.
Right. Look, we've just lost a close friend. So, please have patience with us. We're enduring a lot of pain and grief. And it's hard. I don't know if you're ready for this. You're talking like you want to walk with us. Is that the plan?
I'm ready. It is my goal and my honor. He looks around and lowers his voice. To fight back the darkness. To bring light.
Then also, forgive my frankness. What can you do? What value would you bring?
I can disappear in the shadows. I can find the traps, I can open the doors, and I can fight with my dagger and my sword.
Can you take a hit?
Of course I can. And he stands back and shows his armor that's been scratched and scarred. Of course I can take a hit. I have survived this long, mostly on my own.
You're a child. You're 18, 17, human. Is he human?
Give me a nature check.
Nature check. Naturally. That's an 11.
What does he glean with an 11, Dave?
Exactly what I described to you.
Okay. I mean, you're so young. You seem so very young. How could you possibly? I mean, I know I'm small, but I have at least some experience.
And we walk and talk. This skull is not light.
Yes, let's go. I'm sorry. I'm not
I can
carrying
help.
it.
He's gonna run over and put his hands up underneath to like try to help. He's not strong at all, but he'll go over and keep talking as he goes. I know that I am young, but most of my life has been to fight. I know that you are older, but maybe you have not spent your whole life fighting. I don't know. But even children in this land can contribute something to fight the darkness.
Have you seen what happens to children in this land?
I've seen a lot of darkness. A lot.
Have you seen it with your own eyes? The horror. Have you seen it?
I was born in Barovia. Of course I have.
And Sterling, you out of all of us should know the value that even a child can bring if the cause is good enough.
But I also know the weakness. It is why the boy joined the Amalgam. It is why he became the 8th of the 8 minds. We were 7 before. Now I look at this youth, and I see something very familiar, and I know the weakness that youth can bring.
Are you suggesting that this boy that joined your mind only brought weakness?
He did not only bring weakness, no. He did bring us much strength.
But you assume that I can only bring you weakness.
That is not what I'm saying. I merely want to know what your limits are.
Then test
I want to know that you are strong of mind and body.
I am strong. You can test me. I will go, and I will show you.
As this is happening, I'm sidebarring with Sir Godfrey. The Elder says that he trusts him, and he's putting him under his wing. So perhaps he could be of use to us. But we will have to keep an eye on him.
If he is useful, and he can do what he says, then who are we to deny?
Did I just hear Jay, Godfrey saying if he's useful?
I'm not trying to keep it a secret. I just said it to him.
Yeah.
Cool. I figured you were sidebarring, so I was asking. So I'll say, no, Mr. Godfrey, I don't think he'll be useful. I think he's too youthful. That's what we're all saying. He's too youthful. He needs to be more useful.
I believe that was probably a joke, but...
I will show you. Even if you leave me here alone on the street, I will survive, because that is what I do. So allow me to fight with you.
Okay, fine. Here's what we'll do. For the next few days, we will make camp. Or stay wherever is most comfortable for us, since we are the heroes. And you, my friend, must stay on guard. Up all night. No eyes closed. We will do a few tests on you like this over time, and if you survive, then perhaps we will consider bringing you into our ranks. Otherwise, you will stay behind, like all the other children.
Falfer.
Is that about
There's no need. There is no need for hazing. We can use all the help that we can get.
We can't hamstring him and throw him into battle. with exhaustion.
I agree with you, but, young one, if you wish to be of use to us and to aid in our cause, we won't deny you. However, if any of us feel that you're not ready, we have to let you continue on in your education, as it were, until you are. Do you accept?
Save me. You will not.
This is not a matter of saving. This is a very dreadful land, and I'm sure you know of this. And we've already lost more than we'd ever expected to. I cannot sugarcoat any of this. This is a dangerous task. And you will have your life on the line, as all of us do. And
Not
you can
seriously.
proceed forth. What?
I mean, you can't have the boy like this. Dimitri, come on. Like this, look at this boy.
He's willing to fight.
Of course,
but he is vouched for. We should give him a chance.
Yeah, you know what? I like him. He's got guts.
You guys are crazy.
But I will tell you this. The moment that any of us have doubts about you, you are going back for your own safety. This is not an option.
I will not fail you, Esmeralda. You're my hero. I will not fail you or the Dawnbringers.
I hate to tell you this, but there is a saying that says never meet your heroes. Because at some point they will disappoint you. The heroes that you hear about in books and fairy tales. We are merely just people fighting for the rights of everyone to live a free life.
That is what I fight for too.
Then suit up.
And as I assume we begin to walk again, I will just casually mention to Falfer. Fun fact. I started fighting at his age. And I am now older than all of you 4 times over. He may be someone who can do good.
I mean, I understand everyone who wants to be in this place and contribute to bringing the light forward. But as you know, Godfrey, there's so much death to consider. I don't want to just let someone come along on such a dangerous ride just because they say they want to. It's not responsible. It seems too dangerous.
Then let me say this one thing. You are not responsible for everyone and their actions. Let him fight. That's also double-edged sword, because he knows that he's also grieving. This is heavy. Let's walk.
And as we're walking, I'll lean over and I'll invite your new character, Travas. So I'll invite him to walk next to me.
All right. As you all walk, you cross the valley, and a familiar sight meets you. To you, Godfrey, it's home. To the rest of you, it's a stop along the path. High above the river valley juts a quiet promontory, upon which looms a sepulchral mansion, its turrets capped with fairy tale cones, its towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed, as has part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark, octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture. Out of the fog comes a distant peal of thunder, quickly accompanied by the howling of wolves in the woods below. But the house stands silent, seemingly like a fossilized remains of some long-dead thing smote upon the mountainside. What do you all do? Godfrey, you know that the skull needs to be returned to the catacomb. Not the catacomb, sorry.
What's the damn called? The mausoleum.
The mausoleum, sorry. It needs to be returned to the mausoleum in the cemetery. You know, the cemetery is around the back of Argynvostholt. What do you do?
As we arrive, you see Godfrey is staring. I must ask one last favor. I do not know what will happen completely when we return the beacon. But I fear for the last time I will not have a chance to see my beloved. But I also know to see him now will be dangerous. I am willing to take that chance. I just do not want to put your own lives on that line. I will understand.
To you. Sorry.
My apologies. I am Sir Godfrey Gwillem, and my beloved is Vladimir. Sir Vladimir Horngod. He has been trapped here just like I have. And I fear I will not get to see him one last time if we light the beacon immediately. I do not even know what will happen to me.
What would you have us do?
I just wish to see him.
So, shall you go to see him while we light the beacon?
What are we doing with the big head? I might want to know a bit of the plan if something's going to happen.
Yes, that's a good question. Wait, I'm sorry I'm saying this out loud, but it is a good question by the young squire. What are we doing with this giant dragon skull?
There is a place behind in the cemetery. There's a mausoleum. We will place the skull inside.
All right.
Sir Godfrey, if you would like, we can wait until you are reunited with your love. Because that way, regardless of what happens, you are together.
I would appreciate that. And I know that is a lot to ask when you just lost one.
It is because we lost one that we understand.
You have risked much for us.
And you deserve, after all this time, to be reunited with your love.
If you go around, you will see the cemetery. The mausoleum should be obvious as well. I will head inside.
How long would you request that we wait?
Just a few minutes. This may be the last time I see you all too.
I don't know how to thank you. I think we'd all be dead if you weren't there. And you've honored our friend.
We are forever in debt to you.
Almost assuredly so. We would perhaps be dead now.
Yes. We don't know what we would have done without you.
Well, we owe it to you to make sure that your journey back to your beloved is a safe one, or at least in however we can help that to happen. So, how can we be of service?
I fear he will not be kind. Much less to you all, so as I said, I will see him, and you all can put the beacon back in its place.
And because I don't know that we'll see Sir Godfrey again, I will take a knee and bow in respect.
Follow Esmeralda's lead.
I will also follow because I'm trying to fit in.
Me too. Take a knee.
Noggin sits down.
May Argynvostholt guide the rest of your path, if this is to be the last time we see each other.
Let's do everything we can to make sure that does not happen.
I hope that when the skull has met the beacon, that you and your love will be reunited in some way.
In a much happier place than this.
Yes.
He will nod his head to everyone, take a step over to Dimitri, and put a hand on his shoulder. You have done a great service, Dimitri. You have heard the call of my lord, and have fought for him and by my side. From now on, you are a knight of the Order of the Silver Dragon. Thank you, Sir Dimitri. he will step away and begin to head inside.
Okay. How long are the rest of you waiting until you continue on?
I'll turn to Esmeralda and ask, like, why is everybody so sad? He said it would only take a few minutes to see his love. Why is this a bad thing?
Shh. We don't know if we'll ever see him again, and I will explain later.
He turns to watch Godfrey as he leaves.
Okay. Godfrey, you make your way up the front steps, past the statue of Argynvostholt, and in through the front doors. The rest of you, how long are you waiting until you proceed? Now, from what you understand, the manor, the cemetery is in the northeast corner of the building, and you're approaching from the south, just to the east of it a little bit, and so you'll have to wrap around is the most direct route to the cemetery. How long do you want to wait before you proceed around the side?
How long would that trip take?
5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes.
And it would probably take just a couple minutes for him to get upstairs.
Okay.
I'm assuming. What are you guys thinking?
10, 20, short rest. I don't know how.
And maybe a short rest if we can swing it. What's that, 3 hours?
No, a short rest is an hour.
Oh, an
I
hour?
would say short rest, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to take an hour?
Yep.
Where you stand?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay.
If I could, maybe a short rest at the beacon, just in case we need to get the skull on there relatively quickly. If that makes sense. Because I mean, like, if Godfrey gets up there and he's attacked right away, he might not want us to take too long. But I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's a
you're
good
saying
point.
just wait a short rest when we get there.
I'm gonna. Oh, we're gonna short rest when we get there.
Yeah.
To the beacon. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And so you're going to head out how soon? A couple minutes, and then you'll head out? Okay. You wait and you watch as Godfrey crosses the courtyard, past the statue and in through the doors. Sir Godfrey, you enter the foyer of the home that you have known for centuries. You see the crumbling busts of Argynvostholt's many facades, the faces he wore as a man. And you race up the stairs, and the first thing you notice is how quiet it is here. The brethren, both those that were loyal to you and those that were loyal to Vladimir, are seemingly absent. You climb the steps, 1, 2, 3 stories, until you come to the door of the audience hall, where you know Vladimir has sat for as long as you can remember. You burst through, and you see the throne that you know he sits in, facing the window that overlooks the courtyard. And you hurriedly rush around, and you notice it's empty, and he is not there. The rest of you wait a couple minutes, and you start to make your way around the side of Argynvostholt. And as you round the final corner, which you know from the stained glass windows is the chapel to the Morning Lord that you saw last time you were here, as you round the corner, you see a man dressed in full plate armor, a great sword out in front of him. The sword glows with a bright blue essence. His face gaunt, skin pulled tight over centuries, his white wisps of hair blowing in the breeze, surrounded by 4 of his knights. As you approach with the skull, you hear him speak.
If you have come to destroy me, know this. I perished defending this land from evil over 4 centuries ago. And because of my failure, I am forever doomed. If you destroy this body, my spirit will find a new corpse to inhabit, and I will hunt you down. You cannot free me from my damnation, nor would I wish it. If you have come to free this land from the creature that feasts on the blood of the innocent, know this. There is no monster I hate more than Strahd von slew Argynvostholt, broke the life of the knight I loved, and destroyed the valiant order to which I devoted my life. But Strahd has already died once. He can't be allowed to die again. Instead, he must suffer eternally in a hell of his own creation, from which he can never escape. Whatever can be done to bring him misery and unrest, I will do. But I will destroy anyone who tries to end his torment.
And with that, he immediately takes his great sword and he smashes it on the ground, and you hear a ding that echoes. His knights draw their swords and stand in a battle stance surrounding the mausoleum. What do you do?
What makes you think we have come to stop you, or to stop Strahd's torment? We have come to enhance his torment, and to honor Argynvost. Beware, his skull is here.
Yes, look. We brought his skull.
To meet your fate.
I have vowed my life to defeat Strahd, and I will not back down!
Question.
Yep.
It took a couple minutes to get up and see that he wasn't there.
Yep.
In that same time, they were waiting, and then they went around to the mausoleum.
Yeah. You're a minute. You're a minute behind at this point.
I'm not gonna be there for this fight, y'all. I know where he is, and I'm rushing back. So every minute, I'm just gonna be doubling, every second, every round, doubling movement to get there.
Okay.
Strahd and all of his minions will be destroyed!
I draw my bow and I'll knock an arrow and just be ready.
Okay.
Hold, friend. Hold. Sir Godfrey Gwillem, does this name touch your heart in any way?
Yes, you must know our friend Godfrey.
No.
What?
Did you not hear what I asked? Leave! Leave! Now!
Yes, we should go. We should not fight this. He's after the same thing we are.
Could we perhaps find Sir Godfrey and perhaps he can speak to them? It seems like there's little miscommunication.
Yes.
Give me a perception check, everyone.
Dirty 20.
17.
14.
Okay. Anybody
11.
over? What's that?
11.
Yeah. Anybody over a 14, you look up and you see that in the tower just up to your right, there are two more with arrows knocked in bows, pointing down at you. At this point, you're about 50 feet from him and his men. I'm gonna do.
How far are we from the building to get out of the line of sight of the arrows?
Say it one more time.
How far are we from, say, the edge of the building to get out of the line of sight of the arrows?
I mean, you know the bows can shoot quite the distance. And so right now you're only 50, you're about 60 feet from the arrows right now.
Is it possible to see the table so we can just get an idea of where we are?
Yeah.
Now you must see, we have the skull of Argynvost with us. We wish to honor it by putting it on the beacon. We can retreat if you wish. Would you put this on the beacon? Would you honor Argynvost as his followers?
Currently, there's no response from him. He stands his ground.
I'm gonna start a blade song.
Okay.
I really think we should wait for Godfrey. He must see the one he loves.
I agree. Should we retreat in the meantime?
It looks like no threat is imminent, right? They're basically saying, don't come at us.
They're standing their ground.
We haven't... Yeah, so we just wait for Godfrey.
Yeah.
You said 14. Does meets it? Like, if I got a 14, do I feel like... Do I see everything else that's going on, or am I just
14.
like...
Yep, you see
ready to brawl.
Yeah, you see the archers up in the tower. You see the four of them with him, all in their stance, defending the mausoleum.
Perhaps
I'm
we
going
wait.
to. I'm going to close my eyes and use my lay on hands to just heal myself up back to full.
Okay.
Can I move to the far side of the skull? I don't know where I am, but I'd like to move to the far side of the skull so that I can get cover from the archers behind the skull.
Okay. Yeah. So if I can get, I didn't get a marching order, but we have. He is no longer here.
I'm ready. I would say at this
there.
point, probably more than other people. So I think I would be at the front.
Okay. Falfer?
As much as I'm probably.
Yeah,
I don't know how much I'm going to start
be
stuff.
I'm going to be behind Esmeralda, not quite the front. Can I do a cure wounds, Jay, before I head into battle here?
Yep. Trevis, with your new Hero Forge mini that I painted this week, where would you like to be?
Yeah. I'd like to be on the well, you're right of the skull.
Okay.
Beside the skull, though, because I want to get cover from the archers.
Okay. Yeah, the archers are up this way in this tower.
Yeah, so I'd like to move beside the skull.
Yep, you are.
Okay.
What do you do?
Keep your eyes open on some in the tower.
Do we get the sense that standing here and remaining in this very spot would cause us harm, or
Insight
just
check.
moving forward? Okay. So 21.
Yeah, with the 21, it seems like they're standing their ground. It seems like they're not. They're just blocking the path.
Then await Godfrey Gwillem. He will come, and perhaps you will remember him with the vision of his face.
Yes, perhaps. But in the meantime, I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself against undead.
Okay, great. As you do that, Godfrey, you burst through the door leading into the cemetery, which puts you behind everyone back in this area. As you come through the door, you stop just shy. You see your brethren. There are 2 here, and there's 3 out front, and you see Vladimir in the center facing your comrades.
As I am running, the minute I see Vladimir, I deadbolt stop.
Okay. Yep, you stop right just shy at the tower.
And my apologies, wait, where am I? Oh, I'm up there.
You're up here.
Gotcha, thank you. Vladimir, this is not how we honor Argynvostholt.
And he for a moment, he hears and you all see him perk, and he looks over in your direction. And the times that you've spoken to him, as time passes, he doesn't recognize you. He recognizes you less and less. At this moment, he turns to you and he says,
It is you, my love.
and for a moment, he's distracted. His men still trained on the rest, but he turns and he faces you.
I'd like to hold an action.
Okay.
That if any sort of violent actions begin, I'm going to fire at the archers.
Okay.
With my bow.
Okay.
And are we still carrying the skull at this point, or have we set it down?
You haven't said you set it down, so you still have
Okay.
it. Would you like to set it
So,
down?
I would like to hold an action to dash to get this to its resting place.
Okay.
Oh.
Because I'm thinking if combat breaks out, it's going to take forever to fight it out. We might as well take our hits and run it to the end zone, essentially.
Okay.
I'll help with that. I'll help Sterling if I see him in like head or thinking of like doing a beeline to get that dragon skull. I'll just be like, good idea, and join him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
I
share
probably
that
can't
sentiment?
see them.
Is there a way that I could stealthily kind of signal to the party or even whisper to the party?
Yeah, you could whisper to them from this distance and they wouldn't hear you. Over the thunder and everything else. They wouldn't hear you.
Okay, so maybe there's a way that I could signal to the party of my intent, basically kind of like using facial motions to show like towards the beacon.
Yeah.
You know? Like if shit goes down, go to the beacon.
Yeah. I like it.
Right.
But if I have to hold the line while you do so, I will.
Free's going to slowly, not antagonistic at all. Actually, my sword's on the ground. I toss my sword on the ground.
Okay.
And I slowly begin to walk towards Vladimir. And I say, it's me. We don't have to give in to this darkness.
Currently, you're stopped by the fence, which stands about your height as you look at him through the fence, knowing that there's no gate on the outside of the fence.
Is it climbable?
Yes, it's climbable.
He 1000% will try to climb over it.
Okay, all right. That would be half movement, but doesn't matter out of combat.
Okay.
As you kind of clamber over it, you land on the other side, and he just stands still, looking in your direction, and listens.
We have fought the world together. You and you alone are what keep me here, what keeps me wanting to fight and hold on to the light we both lost. I will do whatever I can to make sure that you and I are together in the end. How does he look?
Insight check.
Handsome as ever.
Shut up, Dave.
That's an 18 on a die, and I don't know if I would add anything to it, but I'm gonna say 18.
Insight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, I lied. That's at least a +3. So that's a 21.
21. With a 21, you can see that he recognizes you. You can tell that he feels for you, that his emotion is very real. But you get the sense that he is steadfast, as he hasn't made any sort of movement.
I'm going to take one last step close, and I'm right in front of his face.
Yeah.
I'm going to slowly take my hand and caress his face. And in Draconic, I say, forgive me. I immediately bear hug him as tight as I can and scream, get the beacon there now! I'm attempting to hold him in place while they get there.
Okay, give me a strength athletics check.
Yep.
I nod to Sterling.
You give me a sec.
No.
I swear to God, natural 20. I swear to God.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
For a 27.
Amazing. Amazing. He only rolled a 27. Yeah, that's much more than he. As you do, your arms reach around him, and you're currently grappling, holding him in his plate armor. His sword pressed against and in between you two. And the rage starts to fill in his eyes as you do. And at this point, I would like you all to roll initiative.
I was hoping for tears of joy in his eyes. Shoot, man. 14.
Okay.
Okay, that's karma. Not karma. That's balance. That's not a good initiative.
Okay. Let's start at the top. Sterling?
14.
Dimitri?
16.
Falfer?
27. Sorry, 23. 23.
Esmeralda?
6.
Travas.
15.
Godfrey.
7.
Okay. All right. Okay. At the top of the order is Falfer.
I have a held action.
Sorry? Yes.
I have a held action.
You have a held
like
action. You said that if anybody did anything aggressive, that you would shoot at the archers, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, what a poo. It's a 12. Good opening move.
The 12?
Just trying to scare him a little.
Yeah, that's not enough. As the arrow hits the side of the tower. Yeah, good start. I'm going to use my little initiative tracker here real quick. Falfer, you're up. Dimitri, you're on deck.
I'm going to Zephyr Strike and take my take the Zephyr Strikes, cast it, and then basically do an extra 30 feet tacked onto my already 25 feet.
Okay.
So 55 feet towards where the gem is.
The gem?
Sorry. Towards where we have to get the skull.
To the mausoleum. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 puts you here.
Yep.
Dimitri and Godfrey are currently grappled here. So
Yeah.
sorry, I said, what did I say? I said 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Dimitri
30.
and Godfrey.
Yeah. Where do you want to go?
Yeah,
From
and
there?
then back to towards the mausoleum, Jay.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. You can tell that the front entrance is on this side.
Okay. Yeah, so basically at this point, I'm going to... Man, I don't want to attack anyone. I'm just gonna hold my spot.
You're only 45 there. Do you want to move your full 50? You said 50 you have?
55.
55. So you want to move another 10?
Yeah, I want to get behind there, Jay.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so you've got cover. Somewhat. Okay.
Nice.
At this point, unfortunately, the Revenants are next. As Godfrey grabs them, one of the Revenants turns towards you, Godfrey.
Mm-hmm.
The other one getting between 5, 10, between and in the way. This one is going to come around and climb 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. As he sees you disappear around, Falfer, he comes around to meet you.
Okay.
And vaults the fence and hits you head on. And it was even with the double movement over the fence, he got to you. Let me just make sure. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. No, you know what? He is just shy. 5 feet shy. I double checked. Okay. He's going to stay right there. This one is going to stand.
What's that guy look like, Jay?
They look like just like the knights, almost like Godfrey. Godfrey's garb is a bit more ornate, being a higher ranking knight. But they're basically rugged chainmail, holes breaking apart, long robe or cloak that is tattered at the bottom, skin pulled tight.
Anything interesting along that wall? Just describe descriptively.
No, just stone, basically crumbling, kind of old, ancient stone.
Okay.
The ones on the roof are going to take shots. Esmeralda, as you are out in front, you're going to take 8 points of damage from an arrow.
Do we have partial cover from the skull for them?
No. I would say Dimitri would have maybe quarter cover. Okay. But you're out in front.
Oh.
You're on the wrong side of it.
My AC is now 20, so does that still hit?
That does not hit.
Haha! Lights on!
Very nice. That one there is going to attempt to break the grapple, I'm going to say.
He's going to try to pull me off?
Yeah, so he's going to try and pull you off of the grapple. So we'll do a grapple with you and him.
All right, I should do an athletics. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a 15 for me.
That's actually a 16 for me.
As you hold tight, your eyes peering into Vladimir's.
It's actually a little higher. I'm sorry, but yeah, still. I forgot.
All right. And those two are holding actions. Dimitri, you're up. And Travas, you're on deck.
Okay. I'm going to, because right now, Sterling and I have the skull on either side.
Yep.
Did we get the held action to run?
Oh yeah, you were holding an action to dash. That is correct.
Yeah.
So I'll allow you guys to do that now before Dimitri's turn.
Okay. So if we're both dashing, do we both move at 60 feet?
Yeah. 60? No, 30, right? Because the dash is just 30.
Okay, yeah.
Because you'd have to move at Dimitri's pace.
Yeah.
Right? And because you're carrying it, I'd say half movement, just because you're carrying a heavy thing. But at least that puts you there.
Okay.
As you're starting to make
interrupt
progress.
Okay.
Okay, Dimitri, you're up.
Then for my turn, I will, because I think Sterling's turn is close to mine. I'll hold the action to continue moving with the skull
on Sterling's turn.
Still, Sterling can move as well,
okay.
And as far as I can.
Okay.
With it.
Okay, and so you're writing your dash. Travas, you're up. Sterling, you're on deck.
How does it work when I'm... All the turns kind of happen simultaneously, right? And I'm trying to maintain cover behind the skull.
Right.
So I guess I'll hold a dash action or whatever they're holding in order to continue my movement with them behind the skull.
Well, so you'd be able to move on your turn. So we'll say that you're able to move as they move, kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it
works out with this initiative order, fortunately.
What's that?
It works out with the initiative order we have, fortunately.
Yeah. So you're able to make your movement. You can stay where you are. Now you get an action.
Yeah,
so,
I will attempt to fire
dash.
up at the archers again.
Okay, so you're not holding a dash to move with them next time they move, correct?
Oh man, what are you doing to me, Jay?
Yeah, you know.
No, because in the initiative they're right before me, so I think it's okay right now.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll fire my short bow up at the archers.
Okay. So
this time it's. Yep.
Dimitri and you would have, I'm gonna say, half cover, as you're able to kind of duck a little bit, and you get +2 to your AC now, as long as you're on that side of the skull.
Great.
And carrying it.
It's a 21 to hit with my short bow.
That's a hit.
Oh, thank goodness. And it's 6 damage. A whopping 6 damage.
Okay.
From across the way, I say, "Welcome to the team."
All right, Sterling, you're up.
Trial by fire, Travas. Well done. And okay, looking at the mausoleum, do we get a sense of how we're supposed to put this on? Does it have to go inside from a certain side? Do we put it on top? Like, do we have an idea?
On top would be very difficult,
happens?
but the entrance is on this side of it.
So we got to get over a fence?
Yep.
Or go around.
Even around, there's still a fence on the other side, too.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. There's bad guys in the way.
I did not quite notice that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a fence here, and there's a fence on this side. And the entrance
But it's like
is
golden
on,
rotten,
on
right? We could run right through it.
You can absolutely try.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm just running. I'm gonna give it all I got at the same pace as Dimitri.
Okay.
So that would be about 30 feet, I guess.
Okay. Yep. Right at it.
I mean, we got to get around to the front, right? So I want to approach it from a decent angle if possible.
Okay, so you want to come this way instead?
I mean, it sucks, but I think that's probably the most direct way.
That would make sense because we have to.
Because we got to
slip it
go
over the fence when we get there.
preferably going around the bad guys so as not to incur opportunity attacks.
Yep. Okay. You're still out of range of this revenant. Just out.
Okay, and with my bonus action, I'm going to do Uvar so that I can give advantage to people as we go.
Uvar's not big sterling, right?
I don't have to be big sterling. It's just one of my runes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just always itching to use big sterling.
Okay, if I'm big sterling, do I think I could carry this on my own?
How does it affect your strength?
It gives me it makes me a large creature and gives me advantage on all strength checks.
I would say yes.
Change your carrying capacity?
I would say that you think that it's quite likely that you could carry it on your own if you were big sterling.
Okay, then I guess that's what I'll do with my bonus action instead.
Okay.
I'll go big sterling, and I'll use my full 80 feet of movement to get it as close to the thing as possible.
Okay.
If you don't mind, Dimitri.
All right, so you go big sterling.
Yeah.
And oh, sorry, sorry, wrong Minnie. Sorry.
It's Mecha Sterling. It's Mecha Sterling.
Okay, so you go big sterling back here first.
Yeah, and then
you just place it. You hoof it on your back.
Yeah. Sorry for taking your cover, guys.
And then you're gonna hoof it. Your movement's 80.
Yeah, well, because if I dash with my action, then that's 80 feet, so it's 40 feet.
Yeah.
So it would be 40 feet total.
Yep.
With half movement, unless being big sterling means I'm not half movement anymore.
35. Unfortunately, you can't move your last one because you need 20 feet to get over. So you kind of stop at the gate at the fence.
So I can't like step over it then.
Not with your. You'd need an action to move it, right?
Okay. Well, could I use if I action surge? Can I step over?
Ooh.
Do you get movement with actions? You can dash with action surge. It gives you another action, right?
It's another action, so
you
I could dash again.
You could dash and climb over.
Oh, Brando.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Action surge.
That's the move.
And step over.
Okay.
Just as long as action surge doesn't cost a bonus action to do. Nope, it's no action. No action. So it's good. I can just.
That's the move.
Okay. I'm gonna action surge and use another 20 feet of movement.
Okay, give me an athletics check to see how far and how well you climb this fence with a massive skull on your back.
Okay.
We break the skull.
D&D Beyond dice. You're with me.
Here we go.
8.
You have it. You have advantage on strength.
You're right. I do have advantage on my strength. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys are the best. 14.
That's better.
Hey, that is much better.
But is it enough?
All right. So, yes. So you're able to get. So you get another 20 feet of movement. That's halved because it's difficult terrain. So that puts you right on the other side as you crush one of the gravestones under your thing.
Yeah, sorry.
It was Godfrey's.
It was Godfrey's.
It was not.
Buddy. Wait, who put that up then? I thought nobody was. I'm sorry, never mind.
That was Oliver. That's fine. I just saw Oliver in the chat. That's the first thing I said. So now it's Oliver. You're welcome.
Okay. So you are now on the other side of the fence.
Okay.
With the
Again,
skull.
sorry to take your cover, guys.
Shoot, grass is always greener.
All right. Dimitri, you held your action to dash, so you can move as well. But you can decide which direction you want to be because you're all the way back here now.
Okay, then I'll move and I'll get right. How much movement? Could I make it to the revenant that's attacking Sir Godfrey right now?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 you can get right here. Right adjacent to it.
Okay.
Would you like
I'll
to do that?
that.
Okay. All right. It is Vladimir's turn. He is going to attempt to break the grapple using an action. Go ahead and roll, sir.
It's a 21? No, sorry. If it's do you use athletics or just strength?
Athletics.
Then that's a 24?
Yeah.
I rolled a 17 on a die.
Way better than the 6 I just rolled.
No!
As he's held and his rage continues to build. It's great. As he is grappled, though, let me just make sure, because grappled.
You still can attack when you're grappled, but if you use action to break out, then that's your action. Grappled is such a weird thing.
It just makes your speed 0, but you can still attack. You can still thing.
Exactly.
So he is absolutely, unfortunately, going to do that. He takes one of his hands back, and he attempts to smack you with his gauntlet.
So really quickly, so I'm understanding, did he use his action to try to break it, or is he not going to do that and attack?
You are completely right. He tried to break it and it didn't work.
I was like, look, you're the DM, so you want to backtrack again.
Thank you for catching. Nope. Thank you for catching that.
He's not into me.
Nope. Thank you for catching it. Thank you. Godfrey, you're up.
Okay. I need to continue. I would assume I need to continue using my action to keep him grappled. Do I have a bonus?
No, because he's currently grappled, and actually the rules state that you can grapple somebody with one hand, so you don't have to have both hands in order to grapple someone. So I think you still get an action because he has to take his action to try and break it, but you still have an action as he's currently grappled.
Gotcha. I will use my action then to just I'll keep my hands held. And I'll just like raise my hand in the air and just say, Argynvostholt, we need you. And I cast aid.
Okay.
I'm going to cast it at third level. Yeah, third level.
At third level?
No, that's alive. Fourth level. Fuck it. Dimitri, Sterling, and who is within 30 feet of me other than those two?
Falfer.
The three of them get an additional 15 points of HP to your maximum.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Boom. Esmeralda, you're up.
And remember, that raises your max speed 15. So if you heal back up to that for the next 8 hours.
8 hours? Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm a little more concerned about revenant damage than archer damage, so I'm going to hurl a firebolt at this revenant
in front of you,
close to
Okay.
It's an at 20.
Oh!
How do you do this again? Do you double the die or do you roll another one?
Max die on the first one, roll the second one, add that, and then add your bonus.
That's 18 fire damage.
Ooh!
Nice.
And it freaks out when it sees the fire starting to catch all over its tattered clothing. Nicely done. Falfa, you're up.
Okay. I am going to I'm going to dash to the front of the mausoleum. So use my if I need to dash. I may not need to.
You just need to move.
Okay.
Which way? Obviously this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, avoiding the dude who's like now after me. And can I you just removed the roof, but can I cast rope trick? And so I want to use so here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get up high to the top of the mausoleum.
Yep.
So I want to use half my movement if I can on the distance out of the guy's way who's coming after me.
Okay.
And then the other chunk of my distance up the rope.
Okay. So you just went 5, 10, 15. This is 20. You have 10 feet. You can either just climb the mausoleum. You don't necessarily have to do rope trick. I mean, there is cracks and it is stone. So you can jump and potentially try to climb it if you want.
That's what I'll try to do.
Okay. Give me a strength athletics check, please. Or acrobatics based on what you want to do.
Yeah, okay. So athletics is better. So, oh, hey there, a 21.
Acrobatics is better, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So you plant one of your feet on the wall, and you do a bit of a half flip, and then kind of land on the edge of the roof where you are. Okay?
All right.
It is the Revenant's turn. That Revenant is going to attempt again. At this point, it's just going to all out try and smack you, Godfrey.
That's valid.
That's valid. That's an 18.
Yep.
And the other one is not going to hit with a 9.
Okay.
You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Thank you.
As he smacks you in the head. This one is going to turn around to you, Dimitri, and attack you. With its
as a reaction
yeah.
to the one that just attacked Sir Godfrey,
yeah.
I'm going to attack it using Sentinel feet.
Okay. That's your reaction, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure you just said 13, right? I wrote it.
11.
I heard 11. Oh, that's not. Thank you.
No problem.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does hit, yes.
Okay, and I'm gonna add Divine Smite to this roll. So 13 slashing damage and 13 radiant damage.
Ooh, 26. Very nice. Okay. One sec, just let me look something up real quick here. Okay. All right. So that one beside you puts 2 hands onto his longsword and he attacks you.
Okay.
The first one is a 24. The second one is a 22.
They both hit.
11 points for the first one. 22 points for the second one. As he comes across twice with your longsword, with his longsword. And this one's going to charge at you, Sterling. Okay. First one's not going to hit. Second one's a natural 1. As you turn the skull around and the longsword gets stuck in the outer shell of the skull, and he's trying to currently pull it free.
There's no way to respect the one you venerate.
5, 10, 15, 20, and you see the look in his face when he does it, and his eyes, his undead sockets go wide. 5, 10, 15, 20. This one comes around, Falfer.
Yep.
And he attempts to kind of reach up and grab onto you.
I'll shake it off if I can.
Yep. Give me a grapple check. Acrobatics against it.
Yep. Acrobatics against it lands me, 16.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah, with a 16, he reaches up to grab your ankle, and that's where we're getting the end session for this evening. Ah! That wasn't as good as they usually are, but it was right in the middle of some craziness. Holy cow, what an episode.
I really want to get that skull in place while they're hugging.
Me too.
While the hug is still going on.
That's why I'm up there, so that I can protect you as you kind of rush in. Come on.
Oh, Lord.
What a session. My neck hurts. Holy cow. Man, I never knew D&D was like a physical sport.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you, David, for bearing with us while we got to your new character. Thank you to the Discord and the Vistani for helping Travas so graciously this week to teach him the ropes, to teach him all about the camp. They must be losing their mind. I can't wait to go back in the comments when that happened to see how they reacted, because they've been talking to him all week. and not realizing it was Dave.
Yeah, it was
in
great.
fact,
Even the elders didn't know.
Yeah, some of the elders didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did my whole like initiation with Madame Eva as if I was totally new. It was great.
That is so great.
Yeah. In fact, Dave agreed to go on a quest the other day, and then realized, oh crap, it's voice tech. I can't do that. So then he got Ludari to like bail him out.
One of the elders said, "No, you can't go." And then the moderators were like, "What? Who said you couldn't go? Of course you can go."
It's so good. It's so good. All right, we have a couple things to do. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the draw for the D&D Beyond Strahd thing. For Curse of Strahd, digital copy for D&D Beyond. My brain is done. The D&D Beyond Curse of Strahd drawing is Banana Fishbones. Congratulations, Banana Fishbones. You have won a digital copy of Curse of Strahd for your D&D Beyond experience. If you already have a copy, you can just give that code to somebody else who doesn't have it, and they can enjoy it. All right. The winner of the silver edition of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, that is the box that will be coming out in the next few months from Beetle and Grimm. Again, thank you to Beetle and Grimm for giving us this opportunity to provide this. The winner is Tika Whalen. Tika Whalen, you have won a silver edition box of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft.
Nice.
Enjoy it. I can't wait to get my hands on mine. Hopefully that'll be soon, and hopefully we'll have Matt back on stream soon.
Yay!
That would be great because he's due.
My child.
He's oh man, he missed so much. He missed so much.
We miss him.
Hey Jay,
yes.
Can I do a special shout out to Bushy in the YouTube chat who like donated a ton of like actual cash to the stream tonight?
Really?
So yeah.
Aw, thank you. Amazing. So thank you.
Thank you.
Huge shout out.
Thank you, Bushy.
Every dollar, every penny helps. And again, if you're interested in supporting us or joining the Discord and allowing us to give you an incredible experience while you support us is a great way to do that. And if you liked what you saw tonight, I have to say it because the algorithms, consider liking the video, consider following us and subscribing because it helps people to know about us. Every day, almost, we get comments saying, I can't believe I didn't know you guys existed. How did I just find you now? So spread the word, let everybody know. Our Jasper's Game Day session is on Friday at noon. Check that out. It'll be a lot of fun. Nora, you wanted to say something?
I was just gonna say, we have 100 likes so far, so if you haven't liked this video and you've been like enjoying this whole thing for the whole time, please smash that like button.
Smash that like button. It's awesome. And you guys had Jasper's Game Day games already, right? Both of you?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I did on Sunday.
I have one more on the 8th.
Cool. Such a great, awesome charity. Fenway's
Amazing.
incredible, and we're just very, very excited to support it and enjoy it. Aftermath on Thursday will be very interesting. I think David Morin will be back, and he will probably be joined by myself. No?
I'm moving this Thursday.
Oh yeah, you are.
That's no excuse.
But I will do it next Thursday because I want to talk about the Discord experience.
Okay.
And all that.
All right.
That was really great.
Okay, so we'll do it. Okay, so we'll do it a week then, and we'll figure out some other way to get something on. I don't know who else is available, but we can chat afterwards and figure out what that is. I always like to pick people after a session if somebody had a really big moment that we want to kind of like build on. So we never kind of plan it ahead of the episode that we'll be chatting about. But anyways, thank you everyone. You guys are incredible. Take care of each other, love each other, especially in this time. We love you guys, and we'll see you Thursday. Take care.